What's good, everybody? Welcome to another edition of this week's comics. I am your host, Andre Harris, and man, we got maybe two episodes for you guys today. So, man, thank you for tuning in. As always, make sure to hit that follow, like, and subscribe. Let me adjust my camera. For some reason, it's more zoomed in than it was on the preview. But anyway, man, let's get straight into it, man. We got a lot of comic books to go over. We got 2 weeks of comic books to go over this week on this week's comic books, covering last week's issues that came out along with the issues that are coming out this Wednesday. So we got a doubleheader for you guys today, man. On this show, we go over the best original covers of the week, and then we also break down the best variant covers of the week. And if there's a book that has so many variants, I'm talking over 10 variants, sometimes I will give it its own special little showcase or whatnot. So, with that said, another thing that I am adding is additional prints. So, I'm loving what I'm seeing right now in the comic book industry. A lot of comic books are selling out, going back to print for second, third, fourth, fifth. In some cases, like Absolute Batman issue number one, a 12th print. That is insane. So, those people with those first prints, I got mine right there in the background up on the wall. Yo, those things is worth some money. And each time there's a new print, those things go up in value. So those people who get those early first prints, man, you are sitting on some cash. That's why on this show, when I show you guys these books, I'm trying to tell you, go out there and get them while you can. Get them that first week so you could get that first print, because a lot of these books are selling out and the value is going up. If you're a person who's not really invested or attached to these books, man, now is a really good time to invest in picking up some of these books just to hold for a second. Once they go to the second and third, etc. print, then you could resell it for a way higher value, man. So it's a really good time to be in the comic book marketplace. But with that said, we are going to first break down the best original comic book covers for August 19th. And then we will go through the best comic books for August 26th, this Wednesday coming up. But first, this past Wednesday, these books are currently out right now as we speak. You can get them at your comic book shops. You could also get them online at your online retailers. And you can also go on eBay, or you could go on Whatnot and pick up these books as well. Should have an easy time finding them, as they are the most recent books that are out. A lot of people on Whatnot are going to have these books on their current live streams if you want to go that route. Or you could do eBay, or I would highly recommend going to your comic book shop if you can. But if not, then I would uh, whatever method is the most suitable or convenient for you. But with that said, let's get into the best original comic books for August 19th, 2026. Starting with the originals, we got coming in at number 20, Lobo issue number 6. And man, I ain't gonna hold you. The Lobo series is literally one of my favorite series, like that I'm reading currently, like in my huge stack of comic books that I'm reading. Lobo is literally like top 5 series that I'm enjoying at the moment. So like, even though it only got number 20 on this list, it'd be one of the first books when I go to the comic store that I'm going to be looking for. Lobo, Battle Beast, I am freaking loving both of those series right now, bro. And they are messing with my setup. Let me adjust that real quick. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, there we go. And yo, I'm loving the artist on this Lobo series, bro. He kind of remind me a little bit of like a Sanford Green with his inking style. Daniel Warren Johnson, similar. Forgetting his name at the moment, I apologize. Coming in number 19, best comic book original cover of the week. We got The Phantom versus the Singh Brotherhood issue number 1. Let me pull this up for y'all. I'm really loving with the independent comic books Like, man, like everybody has been thriving under the absolute run that they're having. And I think it's really cool what Scott Snyder's doing too, man. He's just like unifying everybody, like how when they're at San Diego Comic Con, um, he like threw a party for like all the artists and writers, regardless of what company you work for. It wasn't nothing to do with any project or anything, just everybody in solidarity, all the artists and writers and inkers and whatnot. So I think that's super cool to see that type of unity in the comic book industry, because I know in other things you don't really get a lot of collaborations. Like you don't get AEW and WWE working together. It's very rare. You know, it was like 20 years until they did that collaboration with Deadpool and Batman. So, or Spider-Man and Superman. So it's cool when you get to see like that unity uh, in the field, you know, and everybody is just uplifting everybody right now. Mark Spears with the sick artwork, bruh. Last year when I started this podcast, Mark Spears was like cleaning up. He like really set the tone early last year, and since then people like have definitely stepped their game up for Mark Spears cover to be so low on the list. Coming in at number 18, we got Aladdin issue number 2. Pull up again, another independent comic book industry. It is Marvel, DC, your Image, but still with that high quality, great artworks, and love to see it. Man, I was just making a joke earlier with my boy. He was making some oxtails. Shout out to my boy Joe. But man, he was making some oxtails. I was like, man, like, no wonder you're so tall. Like, you know how to cook, man. Like, I can't cook for shit. But yeah, that right there, man. I'm loving the color. The colors really do it for me on this one, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Shout out to Dynamite Comic Books, bro. They're doing their thing. Everybody is cooking over here, bro. Real shit. See, got the little Wyatt Foreman on the lip right there. That's no bueno. Coming in number 17 on the list, we got Judge Dredd magazine, issue 495. Let me pull this up for y'all. Judge Dredd, man. I remember the movie with Sylvester Stallone back in the day. I am the law. Yo, that movie was pretty cool, though. I ain't gonna hold you. That and Demolition Man, bro. Sylvester Stallone was cooking back in the 90s, bro. This one, the image must be too short. It isn't even stretching all the way out, but that artwork is insane, bro. The artwork is insane, but it wasn't like really, I couldn't really put it any higher, even though like the realism is there and the skill is there. It's just like, what's really going on in this picture right here? You know, it's kind of hard to like really make out the action. Coming in number 16 on the list, we got Warwolf issue number 8. Warwolf always got some really good covers, man. They got like this like paint style that they use. Pretty sure they're digital artwork for their medium, but shout out to the digital artists, bro. It's all the same, man. Art is art. They all got their strengths and weaknesses. But this right here, yeah, I like that. Got the close up on some with the lightning in the background. I'm liking the green skies, bro. I'm liking how they went with the green and blue for the background instead of your typical blues, you know? I think that's really cool right there. Coming in at number 15 on the list, we got The Last Driver issue number 1. Yo, The Last Driver. Let me tell you something, you guys. If they are still available, this is the book to pick up, you guys. Let me tell you, this is the one. When I went to San Diego Comic-Con, the hottest book was Chankata. Like, that was the one that was, everybody was like getting there as soon as the door opened to pick up. But man, I got them both. I got Chankata up on the wall. But I also picked up The Last Driver. Shout out to Sean Murphy. The only reason I don't have my Last Driver ash can on the wall yet is because I don't have my 4K Legend, The Last Driver display magnet to put up there on one of those frames. But I got the ash can sign from Sean Murphy of this book. And man, I want to pick up 2 more copies of this book. the original, since they have the ongoing issue now that came out. First print, you guys want to get that right now. Trust me, this is one of the best stories I've read in recent memory from a new book, bro. This book is going to blow up, bro. And also the way it's read, like horizontal. Everything about this book, from the story and the artwork, bro, is so on point, bro. I'm trying to tell you guys, this is going to be one of those books. Image is cooking right now between this, Chain Kata, and Hammer Fist alone. Image is wilding out, bro. They got 3 new banger series coming out. I really hope this goes more than 5 issues. I'm kind of worried it's just going to be a mini run. But The Last Driver, yo, this is the one. I'm trying to tell you guys. Go get this right now, because I guarantee you this is going to go to second, third, fourth, fifth print. This thing is going to sell out over and over and over again. You're going to want to have that first print. Trust me. Coming in number 14 on the list, we got Batman Superman World's Finest, issue number 54. Let me pull this up for y'all. One of my favorites as well. I say this with the Battle Beast. I said this with the Lobo series. Justice League Unlimited, Batman Superman World's Finest, some of my favorite ongoing series to read right now. I got every single issue of Batman Superman World's Finest minus issue 21. That's the only one I need to complete the collection. I even got this one on the way. Dan Mora, one of my favorite artists. I'm actually taking geometric art classes, for that, like a different art style that's similar to this style of artwork. The way his anatomy breaks down with the geometrically is just freaking so sweet, dude. I freaking love Dan Mora's art style. Batman Superman World's Finest is such a good read, bro, with such good interior art, bro. Like, that's something that'd be lacking in a lot of the books since Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, and them used to just do ongoing everything, so it's so cool when I see Dan Mora cover and do the interior of the book, man. It's just a sight to behold. This has been such a good series. Highly recommend picking up Batman World's Finest and Justice League Unlimited as well. Coming in number 13 on the list, we got Avengers Armageddon issue number 3. And man, I am so far behind in my readings that I have not gotten to this story yet. I still got to go through the Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon. I got those issues. After I read that, then I will get into reading the back issues of this. I got this book coming on the way, as well as that Justice, or that World's Finest I just showed y'all. But Wolverine getting jacked up. And yo, the story on this one, look at my boy Fresh and Frost TV, man. Make sure to go follow Fresh and Frost TV over there on Twitch, Kick, YouTube. That is the brother right there, man. All hail King Sir Frost, man, in the building. Yo, the story on this Avengers, while I'm not caught up, I've heard of the synopsis going into this. Pretty much, they got like a Marvel's version of Superman, a new one that's not the Sentry. And I'll say this, bro. How come all the Supermans gotta be white? Can we get a Superman? Can the Superman ever be a brother? Can the Superman ever be someone who's not white? I mean, we already got a white Superman in Marvel. Now we got 2. But this next one, I did see one little clip where he flew Wolverine all the way into outer space and then dropped him. You know what I'm saying? And your boy still survived. Gangster, killer. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. This is why he needed the adamantium claws, bro. He's over here fighting these people, dropping them from skies, from outer space, bro. Like, if all you can do is take an ass whooping, if that's the only power you got to survive an ass whooping, that's not, I mean, it's useful for surviving, but damn, bro, like, can I have something to fight back with? Yo, I'm mad I accidentally clicked the button. I saw it. I didn't mean to click and put that up there. My bad, Wolverine. I failed you, my God. Yo, coming in number 12 on the list, we got, get him off the screen before you get cooked in the comments. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, everybody's favorite 80s, early 90s Saturday morning cartoon show. Man, they held it down early on. Had one of the best theme songs too back in the day. the merchandise with the action figures, bro, the movies, bro, they did not miss, bro. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, my fault. I didn't read the full title. Shredder's book. He said, "Get it right, son. This is the Shredder, not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, nigga. Put the Shredder, or you're not saying it right." Issue number 11. And what I love about this cover, bruh, what I love about this cover, this is a homage to a Weapon X cover of Wolverine when they finally did the origin for Wolverine getting his adamantium claws. This was one of the covers on the miniseries. So even Shredder know who the GOAT is. They know who to pay homage to, bruh. When the GOATs pay homage to the GOAT, you know who the GOAT is. You know what I'm saying? My boy Wolverine, hands down, the king. You know what I'm saying? Moving along. Yeah, that cover is hard though, bro. And what makes it even harder, bro, like they really captured like the art style too that they did the Wolverine one into, bro. Like the inking and everything on it, like that is fire, bro. I love to see that, bro. Because another thing I love to see about this homage also is that there's been so many homages being done in the last year or two, but it's been like the same books. And so this is another homage, but it's one that hasn't been done to death, you know? And it's a good one to do a homage to. So, and it makes sense because Shredder does have the claw similar to Wolverine. He just missing one, but yeah, that is a dope ass cover right there, bro. Coming in at number 11 on the list, yo, the New Titans. Yo, this one right here is a victory for the community, the Blurds. That's the black nerds for the people who don't speak comic knees, but yeah, for the black nerds who've been arguing and campaigning for Static Shock. My fault. Just Static. It ain't Static Shock. I should know better. Yo, for Static to come back to comic books, DC officially ongoing. No more miniseries, no more one shot. It was a major celebration. I'm so mad that I was unable to get the Sanford Green version, bro. Oh my god. The Sanford Green version, it was only 1,000 copies made, and they only had them for sale in 10 different local comic book shops. And I believe they were all like black owned comic book shops, which is even more dope. But yeah, there's like a even more exclusive cover that was like very limited in a couple of shops. You couldn't get it nowhere, bro. So I'm mad I couldn't get it, but I'll definitely be getting this version. At least we could get this one. But yeah, it's dope to see Static back. Now, if we could get Icon and Hardware and the Blood Syndicate and a couple more of the people from Milestone comic books back into the comic book atmosphere, because DC owns Milestone. So it did good the last time they did the Dakota. So I don't see why they're like an investor paid for us to do that, and it's sold out. So why don't you do more? Like, it's so frustrating that DC had a successful run with these black comic book characters and said we're gonna just stop doing the run because like there was actually someone who was paying up front for us to even do that. Like, these are your characters. There's someone who shouldn't even have to come in to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? You guys should have been doing that already off the rip. Coming in, but enough of the tangent. Coming in at number 10 on the list, we got Shell Shock. And Shell Shock is not sounding familiar to me, so I'm thinking this might be another independent. Shell Shock would definitely be higher on this list. I love the artwork right here. If it wasn't for the title taking up about a third, takes up about 30%, maybe even more. Shit, it takes up about 35% of the cover, but the part of the cover that is actual artwork is on point like a motherfucker, bro. Like with the explosion and the smoke, the background, foreground, man, just an amazing job. But yeah, the title is just way too big, bro. It takes up too much real estate for me to put it any higher on the list, but it definitely made top 10. Coming in at number 9, we got End of Life issue number 7. End of Life always has some really good covers. shout out to my boy Ari, because my boy Ari is the one who he's the one who kind of sold me on this book. Like, I always am aware of all the books, but my boy Ari gets the books like a week ahead of me, so he gets to read them like a good week before I even make my purchase. And so sometimes, like, I might be hesitant on something, and he'll pick it up and be like, "Yo, this was good." And I'm like, "All right, thank you for confirming that. Now I know to give it a try." And sometimes he'll be like, "Yo, that's bad." I'm like, "Thank you for confirming that. I will save my money and not give that a try." You know what I'm saying? Because I am not trying to like lose my money. But yo, this has been a pretty good read. But I did fall behind. I've read like the first 3 issues, but after that I kind of fell back on that because these compendiums, these invincible compendiums, I would take breaks to read. Like, there's 3 of them, so I took breaks in between to read the first 2. I'm on the 3rd one right now, and so there's going to be one more break that's going to put me behind again once I finish up the Invincible. Coming in at number 8 on the list, these are the best original comic books, August 19th. All these books just came out last Wednesday, so you can find these at your comic book shops. These are more than likely the books you are going to see on Whatnot if you're a person who shops on Whatnot. This is the most recent books you'll see if you go on like an online comic book retailer. If you go to a comic book store, these are going to be the books you're going to see on the racks. So, again, with a lot of books, I'm not going to say a lot of books, but with certain books in specific, you want to pick them up the week of because they're selling out, and then those first prints are worth some serious money. So, like, for example, like, you'll pick up the Absolute Wonder Woman for $3 to $4 or $5, and then that book's gonna sell out in like a week to 2 weeks, and then that book's gonna be worth about $30. And then if it goes to a third print, that book is gonna be worth now $50. Then it go to a fourth print, that book's gonna be worth like 70, $80. So like you just want to like pick it up. Now that's not for every single book on here, but certain books that get hot, like the Battle Beast, the Absolute Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman's, stuff like that, you want to pick it up, bro. Coming in number 7 on the list, we got Kill Switch issue number 4. I'm not really familiar with Kill Switch. This is another indie title, and I read a fair share of indie titles, but it's the same thing with Marvel and DC. I can't pick up everything, bro. Like, there's about every week when I prep one of these episodes, on average there's about 70 to 80 comic books that come out each week. And then on top of those 80 original covers that come out, each of these books have about anywhere from 3 to 10 variants. So there's about like on average about like 200 additional covers that I got to sort through just for the ranking for the show and everything. Like, there's no way I could read all 70 titles, you know what I'm saying? So like my count right now is ridiculously high. I got to get it down cuz my count is about like 23 right now. And like 23 out of that's almost like a third of every book that's for a week, but yeah. Moving on, coming in at number 6, we got Catwoman. And yo, I'm proud of the other comic books on this list because Catwoman, there's a lot of times Catwoman wins, bro. Their artists always deliver some really high-end artwork, bro. And again, this is some really good artwork busting through the glass, but I feel like someone did it better this week, and you'll see later on. But getting into the top 5 best original covers for August 19th, 2026. Make sure to go support your local comic book shops, your online retailers, your Whatnot retailers. But yo, top 5 time. Coming in at number 5, we got Invincible Universe Battle Beast issue number 12. Like I mentioned earlier with Lobo and Batman World's Finest, Battle Beast, one of my favorite ongoing series right now. They're taking a little bit of a break. There's This is the last issue until 2027. Got to give the man some time to cook up the next arc and whatnot. I'm not even mad at it. But yo, Conquest and Battle Beast been throwing hands for the past 2 issues. This is the 3rd issue. And I don't even think it's going to end. I think there's going to be some cliffhanger and he's going to return and the battle's going to keep going. At least that's what I'm hoping for, bro. But I am very excited to get this in the mail, bro. Like, this is one of them books, man. One of my absolute favorite books to read right now. Ryan Ottley killing it with the Invincible Battle Beast. Coming in number 4 on the list, we got my boy Thor issue 800. I believe it is the great Alex Ross on the cover, man. Alex Ross always pulling up with some really good artwork. And man, once I get the Draley Bugle, I got a second comic book show I'm thinking about doing on here, which is not just covering the best covers, but just covering some of the ongoing comic book news and things going on in the comic book industry and whatnot. And I'm kind of curious. I got to look a little bit more into it, but I heard something about Alex Ross was concerned about getting canceled for something. So I don't know what he's alluding to, but I did read something about Alex Ross being concerned about being canceled, but I didn't catch what it was for. So kind of a little worried. Hope I'm not supporting somebody who hates my guts. But anyway, moving on. Coming in at number 3 on the list, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This time, no Shredder. They said, get it right. There's no way we was that low on the list, man. We big 3, top 3 over here, son. But number 3 on the list, TMNT issue 21. Yo, this is another one of those series, bro. Man, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Yeah, I am so far behind on my books, bro. I gotta catch up like crazy. And you know, I know I'm gonna catch up a lot while my family takes their vacation because I'm gonna be babysitting the dogs. Last time that happened, I was able to read a lot of comic books, so just me and the dogs chilling. So it's pretty much what's gonna happen for that week. It's gonna be a week to catch up on all my reads. So at that time, I'll probably be able to catch up on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series and Transformers series. But yo, that artwork right there is insane. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get my comic book read on next week while babysitting the babies. Runner up for best original comic book cover of August 19th. Again, these books are out. You can pick these up right now. Highly recommend you do so. Man, yo, this book series is so good. The artwork, the story is so good. And yo, I love how they added a new flavor to the game with the original covers, the sketch art covers for the variants. So dope. The Olympus Saga Megalith is such a good series. You guys got to check this out. The artwork looks like this through the entire book, bro. And I love, again, as an independent comic book creator, bro, I'm taking writing classes right now. I'm in a writing class and an art class. Even though I already got an art degree, I'm still taking art classes, but still anything to level up. You know what I'm saying? So, man, when I see these independent artists so high blowing out Marvel and DC and even Image, bro, it's just like, man, it's such inspiration for me to level up my game and to keep going forward, bro. Shout out to my homeboy David Sutton. He got a comic book as well, man. He is a huge inspiration because, man, he's another person. Like, that's the beauty of artwork, as opposed to like a lot of things that, like, you know, could be considered a young man's game, with like athletics to even like streaming. Sometimes, you know, it could be like considered a young man's game or whatnot. But with the artwork, it's just like, it's just the work speaks for itself, bro. But my boy David, he's like, I don't want to age him, but he's significantly older than me, and I'm up there in age, bro. And to see him out there pushing his comic books, it's inspiration. Like, yo, it's never too late to put that out there, you know. So just keep going, you know. And shout out to all the fam, man. Shout out to Suplex Dinner Club, man. Shout out to Fresh and Frost TV. Shout out to Ari Stark. Shout out to Loso. Shout out to my boy Master Cole Landers, man. Shout out to my boy Joe. Shout out to my boy Sue, man. Shout out to my boy Gino, Jason, the whole squad, bro, because I got such a good support team. You know what I'm saying? That be holding me down, keeping me inspired, man. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Eric, man. My dude hold me down in so many different ways. My brother James, my brother Daniel, my sisters, man. My sisters be holding me down like a motherfucker. But man, yeah, just it's so many people that are such a good support that honestly got to give them their flowers. I don't know if they realize it, bro, but yeah, it inspires me, bro, because it can be, at the same time, you got to have a strong support team, bro, because I remember back in college, there were times I would get discouraged. I'd see people I go to school with, my homeboy Moose and uh, my homeboy Fred. Those two people drew similar to this, and it kind of was like, damn, bro, like I can't compete with these guys, But there's so many different art styles, bro. Like, just put it out there, Like, but coming in best original cover of the week, even better than this cover to me personally, I gotta give it to Deathstroke. That's a wild name. Pause. But Deathstroke the Terminator. Sound like that could be a porno name. Deathstroke the Terminator. Yo, but my man, I freaking the perspective on this and the action in this scene that it encompasses. There's so much action going on in this shot. I love the color in the shot. I love the perspective and them coming from like a top angle dropping down into the perspective with the glass, the watercolor. There's so much action going on. The art style itself as well. Like, this cover is so damn amazing to me, bro. Like, that shit is insane, bro. Yo, and for oddly enough, this is who Deadpool's character, Rob Liefeld, may deny it, but he was definitely like the character a lot of people say Deadpool is ripped off of in so many ways. Even his name, Wade Wilson, comes from this man's name, Slade Wilson. So yeah, like, it ain't the first time Marvel completely ripped off a character from DC. That's definitely the most famous. Now, with the original covers of the week, these again are already out just for new people coming in. You can pick these up for cheap. And again, man, right now, comic books is really turning into the shoe game. What I personally got to do is I just got to pick up 2 copies of the things that I know are something that's going to be able to be flipped. So for people who may not have interest in collecting comic books, but might be a reseller, someone who has a more of a business mind to it, like on this show, like you could take this stuff as well, because this is a great investment to get into, bro. Like, some of these books are you can pick up depending on how you pick it up. If you get like a distribution and whatnot, you could, after paying your little fees and whatnot, you could pick it up at rates, liquidated prices, which probably get it for like around $2 to $3, and then flip it for, if you selling it immediately the week of, you're going to sell it at market value, which would be $5 to $6. So you're making 2 to 3 times what you paid for the book. Or if you hold on to the book because it's a book, say for example, a Batman, Absolute Batman, whatever issue it is, if it's a new release, you pick up that cover A, and then they're going to go to second, third prints. That cover A first print is going to go up to, at bare minimum, $20 to $40, bruh. So if you're a person who does not like comic books, but is a person who has like an eBay store or has a whatnot store, man, you could easily buy that book for $3 to $4 and then put it on there for $20 to $40. And that thing is going to sell once it gets to that second and third print, bro, immediately, bro. Some cases, depending on the significance of what happens in that book, it might be even more. It might be $100, might be $50, So Yeah, but that's not with every book, but there's some books it's a guarantee that that's going to be the case, bro. Just saying. Let me get this best off the screen. And all right, so getting into the variants. So again, each week there's about 70 to 80 books that come out. And then those books have covers that they have artists that are big name artists. They draw so good that they can't crank out 30-page books. So what they do is they charge damn near, if not the same amount that the person who drew the 30 pages of artwork, the interior art, they charge about half, or depending on their status, the same amount that some people pay to draw the entire book. They get paid just to draw that cover. They'll have like 3-4 of them people come in and do a second cover, third and fourth cover of the same issue, and then those books would be worth money as well, depending on how the book sells. So these books, man, it takes me a minute to break down the top 20, but these are your top 20 variant covers of the week. Coming in at number 20, we got The Last Driver issue number 1. And yo, again, even if you do not resell comic books, even if you're not a reseller and that's not your main goal, this is one of those books, bro. Trust me when I tell you. Go on Facebook, not Facebook, go on eBay or go to a comic book shop and pick up The Last Driver. If you could get that cover A, you want to get that automatically for certain books that are like going to be a huge hit. Most of the time, the variant books are worth more than the original covers. But if the book is a major hit, like Absolute Batman series is, the cover A is worth more than even the variants, which is odd. That's usually not the case. But in cases where a book is like critically famous or critically like does good, that's when that cover A is worth more than anything. So you want to pick up that cover A. You want to get that Last Driver cover A, bro, because that series is going to exceed expectation. I promise you. And man, I couldn't find this cover variant, but this variant right here, the Inspector. I was about to say the Inspector Gadget variant because he looked like Inspector Gadget on the cover. But yo, this homage to Cable's first appearance, the New Mutants, that cover is fire, bro. So yo, that right there, that is sick, bro. Todd McFarlane homage. I need to get 5 more frames so I could hang 5 more books up in the background because I got the first appearance of Gambit and I got the first appearance of Bishop and I got the first appearance of I got the first appearance of Cable as well and the first appearance of Rogue. I got the first appearance of Shadowcat as well, but I wouldn't even want to hang up Shadowcat. She dropped the N word too many times, man. Coming in at number 19 on the list, we got Bishop issue number 3. I'm mad Bishop's series is a shorter series, man. Man, we need more ongoing series, bro. That's the thing with Marvel, bro. They keep throwing things out there to test the water, but even when they stick, they still end the series too quickly, bro. And that's why it'd be hard for people to keep up of what's going on or when to like join a series. It becomes intimidating to like a lot of new readers because nothing ever lasts for long, y'all. As soon as it starts, y'all end the series. That cover with the Sister Shard is fire, though. Coming in number 18, like let a series breathe, like how Batman Superman World's Finest is on issue number 54. Like, give it some time, bro. Like, you're insulting your fan base's intelligence every time you reboot the series early like that. It's like you're basically saying they don't have a long retention span. Loving the watercolor on this. This isn't even Absolute Batman. They got normal DC Universe Batman a little too swole on this cover, bro. Like if this was the absolute universe, that would make sense. But yeah, this Batman looked like the absolute Batman, but he's not in the absolute universe. That the artwork fire, but yeah, a little critique right there on that end. Artwork definitely fire though. Coming in number 17, best variant of the week. Damn, I thought I got rid of that best original cover, but it's still there. Let me go back and get that adjusted real quick. Yeah, we got the Ultimate Impact Reborn issue number 4. If I'm not mistaken, because again, you guys, I can't read everything, bro. I'm already behind on a lot of series, but I believe this is the aftermath from the Ultimate Universe conclusion, where um some of those boxes, I forgot the name of it, the boxes got transferred over with basically the powers. So you have like a new Wolverine if they open the box before it gets to the right destination. And essentially all the boxes, the mother boxes, if I'm not mistaken, or I forgot what they were called, but they got to new hosts. So you have like a new Juggernaut, a new Wolverine, and a new Spider-Man, etc., etc. But yeah, I guess this is like the new Juggernaut, and it looks like it went to like another redhead. What are the odds that it would be picked up by another person with red hair? Because there ain't that many redhead people. So let's be real. Like, what are the odds of that? But moving on the list, coming in at number 16, we got Batwoman issue number 6. And yo, I heard some good things. I'm thinking of the Barbara Gordon series that's been really good. Actually, the artwork on this though is insane, bro. Like, man, makes me miss my Cintiq, bro. The sweet thing about not having my Cintiq is I've been getting intimate. I've been able to get a lot of hand drawing, back to doing a lot of hand drawing, and working with Copic markers. And I haven't broken out the watercolors yet, but I've been doing some sketching for some stuff that I want to test the watercolors on. I needed something to actually lay the watercolors down on before I get to practicing the watercolors. That's another thing I'm going to get some practice on once I'm watching the dogs. It's going to be a lot of reading and artwork, so I'm not going to be able to be in here because I definitely don't like having them in the cage. So I'm going to be in there doing a lot of reading and drawing. But coming in at number 15 on the list, we got Daredevil issue number 5. And man, yo, looking at that artwork, it's like, yo, it's crazy that's so low on the list. But man, I'm not gonna hold you. It's not, everything is not just based off of like hyper realism. You know what I'm saying? Like there are other aspects to it. Man, that was 16. It didn't even crack number 15 on the list, bro. Like I ain't even say nothing gooner about it. Like that, like come on, bro. Like I would throw it in like the, I'm not even sure. You got me worried. I might have some gooner shit higher up on the list. Now that you say that, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I might be guilty. We're gonna see what the verdict is. There might be some goon shit on here. 100%. I might not have beat the allegations. Alex Rosso and Daredevil, and yo, man, yeah, I should have put this lower because I don't like how much of his, they cut off my man's face, but he got his full butt in the background, bro. Like Alex Ross, bro. Like this better be one of those ones that's like a gatefold cover. There better be some artwork on the other side of this as well, Alex. Because if this was where the image was cropped and like the back doesn't have like the other side of the artwork, then there's a problem with this cover, Alex. Now, I'm questioning your decision, sir. Could have put that behind his head, you know, in the background covered. I do make sure to get the whole ass in the shot. That is crazy. Coming in at number 14 on the list, my guy, Honolulu, Hawaii's finest. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Ain't that a bitch? My guy, David Nakayama with the Wonder Woman issue 36. Man, I might not be beating the allegations. I love the way David Nakayama draws, man. One of my favorite cover artists, bro. One of the coolest dudes there is, man. At the Comic Con this year, I got more signatures from David Nakayama this year than anybody. Shout out to the homie Bradley and Irv. They actually knew David Nakayama's handler, so they hooked me up with a super dope ass discount, bro. I was able to clean up on the Nakayama signatures. It gave me like 15 signatures, like half for free. But the thing was, I wish I would have been paying attention when he started doing the signature. Half of them, if not more, were in black ink. And man, I do not like black ink on my signatures. Like any other color, ink on the signature just pops out more on the comic book. So that is something I learned for going forward for future cons when getting signatures. Make sure they got the silver or the green or the blue, the whatever, anything other than black, please, bruh. Like, do not sign in black, bruh. Coming in number 13 on the list, we got Alien King Killer issue number 5. This is how you know I'm not biased, because I have never been a fan of any iteration of Alien, bro. I was never a fan of the movies. I was never a fan of the video games, the animations, any of it, bro. Like, I'm familiar with it, but it was just one of those ones I just never, for no good reason, just never got into it, bro. And I got an extreme prejudice disdain for Aliens now, the franchise itself, because they did a collaboration with Marvel, and they got like Marvel people getting their ass handed to them by aliens, and I'm like, man, did these people not get their ass handed to them by like Sigourney Weaver on a spaceship? When they did not, like, a small ass crew of spaceship people handing y'all ass with limited supplies, but y'all over here supposed to be handling Earth's mightiest heroes. If you don't get the fuck out of here with that shit, bro. Same thing with Predator. Did you not get packed up by Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesse the Body Ventura, and Apollo Creed, and one other person? The dude who played Universal Soldier. Y'all got packed up by 4 people, but y'all over here beating up the X-Men and Wolverine. If you don't get the fuck out of here, bro. So yeah, I got a little bit of a hatred for aliens. Coming in at number 12, we got Thor issue 800. Again, my boy Thor. Now, Thor always got a good series, man. That's one of the things I'll be hearing. There's like a consistent narrative I've been hearing lately, like, oh, there's nothing good on Marvel. Thor has consistently had a good series, bro. And he has a second series, the Mortal Thor, that's good as well, bro. Thor has always had a good run in recent runs, and he's had a lot of restarts over and over and over, but every time he's had a good restart. Even though I get mad that they keep restarting, he's one of the ones who keeps getting good restarts, bro. And then they want to do this bullshit where it's like, oh, issue 800, even though it's clearly says issue 14. You don't get to do that, bro. You don't get, that's confusing as fuck, bro. Oh, now we got a milestone issue. Now let's say it's 800, bro. Like, if you don't get the fuck out of here, bro, stop doing that goofy shit. That is goofy, Marvel. That is goofy as hell. Stop doing that shit. Coming in at number 11 on the list, we got the Invincible Universe Battle Beast issue number 12. That's one of the reasons why Battle Beast is so, or not even Battle Beast, but the Invincible series did so well when it did. They did not restart over and over. They didn't restart at all, bro. We got the full series of one thing. They did not insult their fan base with that bullshit. They even addressed it during their run. Like, bro, how insulting that is to the comic book fan base when comic book publishers do all these reboots and restarts, bro. Like, stop it, bro. You are not Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane and Rob Liefeld. You did not sell 1 million copies plus of a book to warrant them giving you your own take on the book. Like, stop it. Get over yourself. All right? Do that, and then you could get your reboot, you know? Invincible Battle Universe Battle Beast number 12, Conquest versus Battle Beast, bruh. Yo, this fight been lit. I'm so glad this thing has just been, yo. It also goes again to show you, bro, you do not need to have these super over the top, but like it's cool to have like intellect in your writing, you know what I'm saying, and good storylines and everything, but you don't have to overdo it. Sometimes that just over does things. It kind of makes it boring, kind of makes it a chore to keep up with everything. Sometimes just give me a smash mouth, two badass motherfuckers. In this case, you got Conquest and you got Battle Beast. Yo, let them two just beat each other up for the whole comic book, bro. And that's all I need, bro. I don't need this super story with super, like, oh, I'm pitting 10 different mysteries and Easter eggs and all this, mystery. Like, nah, bro, just give me two characters a conflict and let them duke it out, bro. I don't need all the extra drama, bro. Just give me a smash mouth brawl sometimes, bro. Like like it's cool to have that as well, bro, but like sometimes, like, I'm just here to see some action, bro. Like, let me get these two characters. In this case, two characters we thought, because the Invincible series was over, we weren't gonna ever get to see that battle, and now we are on like our third issue of these two going at it, bro. And this epic clash, fire, bro. We don't need this over the top storyline, bro. Just give me like a badass, memorable fight. And that's one of the most memorable things about the Invincible universe to begin with, is that fight between Thrag and Battle Beast. So to get another one of those between Conquest and Battle Beast, it just adds to like the whole lore, you know? And this is another one of those series, bro. I was telling y'all, bro. This is one of those series like Absolute that be getting second and third print. So when these books come out on these release weeks, you want to pick these up, because these are those books that are guaranteed to be that money, bro. That first print is going to be worth some serious money. My biggest regret as a comic book collector for 30 plus years, bro. I've been reading comics since 1991, bro. So that's 36 years, bro. My biggest regret was not picking up those Invincible comic books back when they first came out. I'm trying to tell y'all, don't make this mistake with these Battle Beasts or these Absolute Batman, because they're going to be the same exact thing, where in like 2-3 years each one of those books is going to be worth like 50 to 100 bucks. When I go on Whatnot or eBay, people who sell on these things a lot of times are selling for the low. A lot of times, freaking those Invincible books are selling on auctions for anywhere from 75 to 150 bucks for issues that aren't key milestone issues, bruh. Each issue, bruh. It's so expensive to collect the Invincible back issues that I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna buy the compendium. I'm usually not a back issue person, but with that series, because of how much each of those issues cost, it would cost thousands to pick up. So it's like, fuck it, just buy the trade paperback at that point. That's what these are going to be like. And if you're a person who doesn't have no attachment to them, to pick those up, you're going to be able to flip those for some serious money, bro. Because, like, I don't give a fuck about these books. I'm going to sell them for the $100. But the people who are attached to it, like, they're like, you want to grab it now for that cheap price all you can, because later on you're going to be like, you're going to want it for your collection and be like getting taxed out the Yahoo, bro. See how I avoid those pauses. I was not gonna say the pause. Getting into the top 10 best variant comic book issues, August 19th. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder issue 11. And, I'm just gonna keep it to the one issue, because I definitely need to eat something. I definitely need to smoke. I might come back later and do the other issue later on. But TMNT, yo, I did it again. My fault. This time it's Shredder issue 11. I don't even think that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles made top variants for this week, bro. But the But the Shredder issue number 11, that is fire. I feel like this is a homage to another comic book cover. I feel like this is a homage to a damn, I'm forgetting my guy's name right now. I'm mad about it. He a fire ass artist. I don't want to get his name wrong, say the wrong artist. I'm gonna take the L because I don't want to say the wrong artist by mistake. But yeah, that cover fire. Again, it's giving me Wolverine vibes for some reason, bro. My dude Shredder really paying homage to Wolverine this week, bro. Coming in number 9 on the list, we got Nightwing issue 141, the original Robin. Yo, this cover from Dustin Nguyen is hard, bro. The OG with the watercolors, bro. Dustin Nguyen. That is. Damn, did I put the right? I hope I put the right book on the screen. That's not even the right book. My fault, y'all. That's nasty work. The right book is actually Dan Mora's Nightwing. See, that's what I mean with the variants. It'd be hard to go through them all because, man, there's like 200. So I put the top 10. But yeah, that was another Nightwing that didn't make the list. Crazy enough. But that cover was fire. But yeah, Dan Mora with the homage to Frank Miller's classic The Dark Knight Returns book, man. I'm over here starting to get the Danny Myers. It got me, y'all. I got the water on hand. It still caught me slipping. Coming in at number 8 on the list, though, we got Lobo issue number 6. I don't even read the Nightwing series, but I picked that cover up. I had to pick that cover up. That cover, too crazy, bruh. I cannot wait to get that in the mail. My man, once again, David Nakayama. This is one of my favorite artists. Him, John Jang, Dan Mora, who I just showed you, who did that Batman cover that was just up there. Those are like my 3 favorite current New Day artists right now, bro. Like, there's so many fire artists right now, but those 3 in particular, like my top 3, bro. I freaking love their art styles, bro. Fire is fuck to me, bro. Dan Mora, he usually draws women so fire, but he did an amazing job on this Lobo, bro. And with the bar too, just fucked up, lighting up the cigar and everything. Yeah, that shit is clean right there, bro. You know what? There might have been some biasness up in that. I ain't gonna hold you because yeah, Dan Mora is literally like my favorite artist right now, bro. But also I got that Dark Knight Returns. So I love the homage that they did. It was like some nostalgia to that as well, man. But yeah, that Nightwing definitely was hard, bro. I definitely see your argument for that one. I'm not mad at you, bro. I am not mad at you for having that argument. A lot of people, yeah, you might be right on that one. You might be right on that one. Moving along. Some people don't think this one should be higher. I ain't gonna hold you. This was the book that only 1,000. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing on accident. Damn it. Yo, only 1,000 of this were made. And man, it was impossible to get it. It wasn't anywhere but 10 local comic book shops. And dog, I'm so salty I could not get this cover, bro. Because now I know anywhere, once it does pop online, it's gonna be over $100, and I'm not paying $100 for one comic book, bro. The most I paid for a comic book was like about $100, but it was Cable's first appearance from the New Mutants from back in like 1989. It was like either that or Gambit's first appearance, but like one of those old books that's worth like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Not no new book that just came out and it's already going for like $150 online. But the New Titans, my fault. Let me pull the New Titans up. This cover is in fucking sane, bro. I'm waiting to get a frame from Sanford Green for this poster I picked up at Comic-Con. I'll show y'all real quick while I wait for this to load. Sanford Green don't miss, bro. one of the best artists out right now, bruh. I love to see it. I love to see it, man. Black excellence too, man. He's a brother too, man. He always be drawing some dope ass covers. He got this other book out as well right now called 1,000 that he's working on independently. So man, he's all over the place. He works for Marvel. He does work for everybody, man. He's one of the hottest out there. All right, so I was mentioning I was like Dan Mora, David Nakayama, John Jang. My top five would be those three, along with Sanford Green and Dan Warren Johnson. That'd be my starting five, bro. Straight up. I forgot them for a minute, but yo, yeah, that shit right there is fire. Static back, got him scratching the turntables with Cyborg in the background. That is too fire, bro. I am so mad that was not accessible because I would have picked up that immediately. I want that so bad to hang in the background. I already got like in the background enough you can see it. I got the Sanford Green Spider-Man with it got Spider-Punk, Steel, the Black Superman, Miles Morales, and Static all on the cover together. I got that signed at Comic-Con. So, man, I wish I could have got a copy of this, The Return of Static to DC. Man, coming in number 6 on the list, we got Invincible Universe Battle Beast, issue number 12. And, man, I was kind of really on the fence. I kind of want to switch this and the Static around. But, man, I mean, there's a lot of action going on over here. Son damn near killed old boy and then eating it, you know what I'm saying? He like killed his prey and then also eating it's kind of really graphic. And I do like the art style. I like the art style on both, bro. And that go, I probably lean towards Sanford Green as far as like the line work and whatnot. But this got us a dope little. I'm liking the color on both, man. It's tough, bro. That was a real tough one to pick over one over the other. Yeah, like 6 and 7 really debatable in my book. Man, I ain't gonna hold you. All right, yeah, I'm glad for covering because yeah, that Battle Beast, that's raw right there. Yo, oh, I didn't even realize the bones right there with the blood on that part. I was focusing on the other part, but yeah, he packed him up pretty mean right there. I ain't gonna hold you. Get into the top 5. We go with Daredevil issue number 5. I gotta catch up on this. I probably gotta get issue 4 and 5 because pretty sure I dropped off on issue 2 or 3. But yo, the artwork on this is in fucking insane, bro. The artists who did this Daredevil, they got busy and they just used red, just like all red and black with a little bit of black and white mixed in there, but just different hues of red. That cover is amazing, bro. Yeah, they did the damn thing. You could argue that cover of the week. Honestly, everything else I'm about to show you, y'all could probably argue that cover. No, cover of the week, in my opinion, is cover of the week. I'm already looking at the definitely number 1 is definitely cover of the week. I don't care, bro. But you could argue this over 4 through 3 or 4 through 2 for sure. But cover 1 is definitely cover of the week. But Absolute Green Arrow issue number 4 coming in at number 4 on the list. Greatly appreciate the support, you guys. Yeah, I definitely got to take a break after this one. Come back maybe later for the other one. That way I can record them as separate issues. Also, by the way, but yeah, this Absolute Green Arrow, bro, just like, man, I don't know what they did. It looked like they'd use like a 3D model damn near and then just paint it over it, bro. Like, shit is crazy. Like, a part of me kind of want to go with the Daredevil though, because of like the all red. The more I look at it, but they did a dope job with this one as well, man. That's another one of those. Yeah. But yeah, that's a tough one to call, man. The Jordan, maybe I might have threw a little bit of favoritism as I'm a little bit more familiar with us artists, but man, that Daredevil, yeah, it does get a little bit more of that Mark Spears vibe for sure, bro. Definitely coming in number 3, we got another Green Arrow. Yo, Green Arrow cleaned up. Damn. Like, you're not even the best Green Arrow on the list, my guy. For real? Are we kidding? But I personally prefer this other Green Arrow cover I'm about to show you right now. I liked this one better than that one. Even though the other one looks more realistic, like this one used up more space. The people in the background. I like the art style. I like the background with the lights and shit too, man. And also similar to like the Daredevil, like a lot of just one color. They leaned heavy onto the greens. Yo, because of the red bias is crazy. That is hilarious, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I plead the fifth, bro. Oh, Mark Spears, is that what he does? I hope that ain't what he does, bro. Oh, I think I did see something about that actually. Oh man, if that's what Berenges is doing as well, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I am not gonna hold you. It's it's cheap once it's done, but at the same time, I still gotta give it its due. It's still art. It's still a medium, and I'm not gonna hold you, bro. That was the hardest thing for me in art college, bro. That's the only class I took a F in, was that motherfucking 3D modeling class. And it pissed me off too, because I drew better than a lot of the people who did the 3D modeling. Like some of them was like, yo, can you draw the model for me? And then like, I hope I'm like, bro, you can't draw for shit. Like it starts off, you gotta first be able to draw the model on a piece of paper and then be able to design it. But a lot of them would have to go online, find an image of something else, and then design based off that. But like, bro, like, yeah, like that is I'm 50-50 on that. But yeah, like I definitely am gonna favor any other art style over that art style, because I know a lot of time with the 3D artists, half the motherfuckers can't draw for shit, but they're good at sculpting somebody else's artwork into a 3D model. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. And that does take some skill. Coming in number 2, runner up, we got Queen in Black. I'm going to take this off because that's a little distracting. I got Queen in Black issue number 3. And yo, this cover is freaking insane, bro. Let me pull this up for you guys real quick. See, I don't know if I can even put Daredevil over that. That is just too hard, yo. With like the throne being made out of the symbiote, with the like dress infused into the throne and the symbiote with the tongue coming out as part of the dress, bro. And then the other side, it comes into like the Spider-Man. Yo, that any other week, this would be cover of the week, bro. But that's just the runner up. Yo, tell me if I'm lying if this ain't cover of the week, bro. That ain't even crazy. That ain't even nothing crazy. No, there was some Gooner shit for real, bro. Maybe it's the next episode that I got lined up, but no, the next episode the Gooner they wild out on for the Gooners. They held it down for the Gooners. Definitely, there was not enough representation on this episode for the Gooners. Not nearly enough. But freaking cover of the week, variant cover of the week. This cover is insane to me, bro. This cover is fucking insane. It goes to the Olympus Saga Megalith issue number 3. Oh my God, I'm bugging. I gotta hit up my boy and see if he got this cover. Maybe it's a 1 in 100 or something. Maybe that's why I didn't see it. But if this cover is available, I have to get this cover, bro. This cover right here, bro. This shit right here, bro, that looked like a motherfucking painting, bro. That looked like the shit you hang in your fucking in your mansion, bro. Like that looked like some shit you hang in the, like my family got like the little those Michelangelo paintings, right? That looked like something I could throw up in the background with that shit, bruh. That motherfucker looked like some rich nigga shit, bro. That shit looked like some shit out the Bible. That shit look crazy. That shit look crazy, bro. Man, the detail, bro, is in fucking sane, bro. Whoever did that, bro, you a bad motherfucker, bro. Oh my god. Yo, you guys, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I was planning to do the second episode. I got it all lined up, but I definitely need to take a little smoke break. I need to take a little lunch break. So I'll be back in about an hour, maybe hour and a half. About an hour and a half, because I got to eat, and I know it's gonna take about an hour to smoke. But yo, I'll be back in a little bit for this week's comic books, the one that are coming out this Wednesday. So yo, we are getting ahead of schedule at this point, bro. And I already grabbed all the books for the following week after that. So man, we are trying to stay on top of things. As long as my computer's working, I'm gonna stay working, man. Greatly appreciate the support. Make sure to follow my boy Fresh and Frost TV, Suplex Dinner Club, OE Wrestling, Ashe Wrestling. Yeah, I think Ashe, if I didn't miss it. My bad, bro. No GM today. I'm gonna have to knock out that other episode, bro, if I get a chance, because I don't know. I might get stuck in there, but you know what I'm saying. But yo, greatly appreciate you guys, unless you're down to do a late one. But yeah, the next one gonna take like an hour, because I know I'm recognizing they take about an hour each one. But you guys, thank you so much for the support, and I'll be right back in about an hour and a half. Till next time, take care. We out. Peace.
Yeah. Hey, this sounds like the ended theme, don't it? Like an anime going off. The ended theme to the I Shouldn't Be Alive anime. Yo, way too much on the mental. Get the brain of a schizo. Got my heartbeat changing the tempo. Crown Royal, I take it a sip slow. Gotta go one, hold on like it's in vogue. I just wanna make it official. Man, don't get enough for anyone that ever tried to give me. Yo, so if you're really with me and you're really not against me, I don't want you to get hit up. I'll show you what's a